Hi, Rose here. So I'm going to do something a little far different from what I usually do. I'm going to describe the 7 deadly sins. Now I do want to make this clear. I'm not religious. Frankly, I do have a hard time tolerating some religious people, some beliefs. I'm fine with that, but those very specific people, I'm just not okay with. Now, frankly, this is more just for myself because there are some aspects of Christian mythology which are very interesting to me, such as this concept. So I just kind of want to go through it because I'm interested. Okay, number 1, wrath. Now, modern day, linguistically, the term wrath isn't too bad. It can just kind of mean like vengeance, like that you commit yourself. But according to the I guess the Bible, wrath is more like revenge without any control. Basically going overboard for something that honestly might even matter. And number 2 is pride. Now, again, like with wrath, pride isn't too bad of a term modern day. Yeah, it can still mean someone's like kind of haughty, but it's not too bad. But this is basically a high self-esteem without humility, without a sense of kind of grounding yourself, believing you're so great, so grand, you can just do anything you want, and it's fine because it's you. You're so prideful, that's why. Hence why it's so bad. Number 3, we have sloth. Again, this one is pretty easy. It's just being lazy, but it does have this second term of like a lack of empathy or care for anyone else. Basically, self-centeredness and not even putting any effort or work that betters yourself or anyone else. Okay. So for these last 4, it can get a little weird. Now these 4 are greed, envy, lust, and gluttony. Now you might be wondering why I'm grouping all of them in. Well, if you ever try to simplify them or define them, they can all just sound the same. It all just sounds like you're being greedy. Minus lust, which could like mean sexual desire, again, which is kind of against the Bible. But if you kind of want to expand it, it does come down to just being kind of greedy. But I figured it out, and I realized what the difference is between all 4 of them. They are all basically 4 different types of greed. Number 4, just plain old greed. Greed is just wanting more than what you have. Wanting in excess, essentially. Wanting more than you really need. Again, simple, easily defined today. Here's where it gets tricky. Number 5 is envy. Greed and envy can kind of like be swapped nowadays because they are pretty similar in concept of wanting more than what you have. But with greed, it's just kind of in general, like you want more money, more power, more action figures. But with envy, it's jealousy of someone or something specific. So you're jealous of someone's specific money. You're jealous of someone's specific power. You're jealous of someone's specific action figures that you want and you think you should have. I'm sure there are people who could already tell the difference, but I do like to clarify the real difference between them. Number 6 is lust. Again, it just kind of means like sexual desire. But I don't really like that since that doesn't sound like a real sin to me. So I want to expand on it. And when I thought about it, lust is more like obsessive love. or a short-sighted obsession, where you're so focused on one thing specific that makes you happy, but in focusing on that one specific thing, you ignore everything else around you. Now, there's nothing wrong with loving something, of course. Love is love. I should clarify, when I say love is love, I mean equal love is love. It's gotta be equal and it's gotta go both ways. Remember that. But if you love something so much that you ignore everything else, then it's not good or healthy. Finally, for number 7 is gluttony. Similar to envy, gluttony and greed can kind of be swapped around since they are similar. But here's where the real difference comes in. Gluttony is having more than you need. So, for example, you have more money than you need. You have more power than you need. You have more action figures than you need. That last one isn't true, by the way. You can never have too many action figures. But it's having in excess and not sharing or giving. But here's the biggest thing about this concept of the 7 deadly sins. It's all based around one specific thing: selfishness and lack of community. Because when you think about it, yeah, you're being selfish with all of this. With wrath, you're focusing on revenge for yourself without anyone else. Pride, you're focusing on yourself without any humility and not thinking about anyone else. Sloth, you're lazy. You're not helping yourself really or helping anyone else. Greed, you want to take from other people. Envy, you want to take from someone specific. Lust, you're so focused on something that you ignore everyone around you. Gluttony, you have more than you need and you won't give it to anyone else. Honestly, when it comes to like Christian mythology, this is a pretty good concept of like the evils of human or man. But honestly, I can agree with this whole list. That's about it really, so see ya.